Welcome to the live premiere. I hope everyone can see. We rocking Rick and Morty, for the video for today for the premiere. I wanted to try something a little bit different by making a tier list of my own, just something short and just something different. Even though some of the characters look a little bit smaller, it took a long time to try to pinpoint some of the characters or just try to pick the characters that I think would make the most sense of getting into this game. So it's just so many different possibilities. And as you can see from the two tiers, if you cannot see it, you could probably zoom in if you like. But it says most likely a tier or two different categories for one that I'm going to get into, most likely to join the roster or join the base roster. So just a few characters that we have a good chance of probably end up seeing. It's only 4 characters left. And I'm just really surprised to see that it's only going to be 9 characters. So it's surprising, but this is not a fighting game. It's not a platform fighter. So it's still a good chance that we're going to end up seeing DLC. So hopefully everybody can enjoy the video. If you want to watch the video in full, if you want to take a look at the characters and listen in, if you want in the background, you can. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, but I wanted to try my hand with something different with the premiere so everybody can be able to see, just talk a little bit more about the game and things like that. So this will probably be the only, well, the final predictions video because it's only 4 characters left, and we have 5 other characters from the past, or at least from the past reveals so far from SpongeBob, Leonardo, and Katara, Sandy, and then Timmy Turner. So that's all 5 characters that we have so far from the most recent reveals. And then we're going to wrap up and close out with 4 new characters to close and complete the base roster. So the base roster is going to max out 9 characters. So hope you guys enjoyed this kind of style of video. So I just wanted to try something a little bit different and add some light into the background. So um, let me know what some of the characters that y'all looking for in the live premiere chat if you want to hang out in here, or if you want to start commenting some of the characters that you're looking forward to seeing in a as DLC. If you think the developers will probably end up going for the DLC, DLC characters and things like that, that'll be something that you can probably add some of your. Maybe you're probably looking for one character, maybe just a couple of characters, or maybe a certain duo that you think belong into the game. Like some people want to see Ren and Stimpy, but we're probably not going to get everybody. So I'm not even sure if they're going to even probably go DLC. But a part of me thinks that they might, because of that Twitter post that they made asking us about the characters that we want to see. Because remember, if you go back onto the Twitter page, it's a particular post where they want us to create a move set and some of the abilities and select a class to classify some of the characters that we want to see in Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. Pick a character that we want, come up with some moves and techniques and abilities, and also be able to classify them and put them in a particular class and what fits that particular character's style. So that's something that really made this video a little bit difficult to make because not everybody, as you can see, is in there. There's so many different missing shows. Some shows I don't think would belong in this game, and I just don't think they would really fit the genre and the gameplay style because it's a RPG style mechanic. It's not a fighting game. It's a platform fighting. It's so much fighting potential or fighter potential in the NCU and the Nicktoons or the Nickelodeon cartoon universe, but we just don't know what we're gonna be able to get as far as additional content if we do. But the one thing I like the most, just being an RPG fan from playing all the different classes from Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger that I recently talked about in other videos, is so many other possibilities that they can do to build this roster up and continue to add more. And the other thing that I really like is that each show is going to have its own little fantasy world. So we'll be able to visit, I think, Bikini Bottom Shire, just I mentioned before, from when the game got revealed. Come to find out, Bikini Bottom Shire is gonna be the SpongeBob inspired fantasy world. So I can't wait to see how that looks. Maybe Plankton's running things over there, and he might be the ruler of that world. Maybe he has an alliance with some other SpongeBob villains that can make an appearance. Like the Flying Dutchman could be like a sub boss to get in your way and try to stop you. So there's so many different other potential characters, and something that I want to just bring out right now and just start talking about. It just doesn't make sense to have some of these villains playable because this seems to be more focused on protagonist characters or heroes being playable in this game. So that's why most of the characters that y'all see, I'll just say every character that you can see on the screen from my tier list, they're all protagonists. they're heroes, they're duos, they're best buds, best friends, they're besties, or just a sort of duo that are together. And it just would seem so different to have like a playable villain in this kind of game when they just been showing nothing but heroes. Leonardo, SpongeBob, Timmy Turner, and Cosmo Wanda, they're all heroes with their own powers and fighting techniques and capabilities, magic, and elemental, being have the power to control the elements from the foreign nations. For Avatar with Katara, it's nice to see her get into the game. I didn't expect that. She got in over Korra. I thought that was Korra at first, but when you look at the outline, you can just be able to sort of kind of figure out some of the characters that are like a dead giveaway in the trailer. So we got all four of those characters from the trailer, plus SpongeBob just laughing himself to death, just in the trailer from the reveal. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Just like I was telling some of you guys in the live stream, this is where it gets a little bit spicy and interesting. Who else got picked up? And we only got 4 characters. That's what I wanted to talk about today and just start diving into some of these characters. So it might drag on to a little bit on the longer side, but we'll just have to see, you know, how long this ends up turning out, and just talking about specific characters and some of the characters that y'all can see in the DLC, like Rocket Power. They don't belong in this game. As much as I want to see them, and they haven't been in the game since Nicktoons, the Nickelodeon Party Blast, I want to see them get added into the game, but they just don't belong because they're just sports. They're into doing stunt doubles. They're stunt doubles, and they compete in sports with hockey and things like that. This is not something that's a game that suits their character styles and their personality. So I'm kind of hoping to see other characters and other shows get into the game that really belong, like Tack, for example. So we're going to be getting into the DLC portion later on in the video. So I want to just first start with the characters that are most likely to join the roster that make the most sense, and then one in particular that I want to bring up, Ginny Wakeman, has the highest chances of joining because the Cluster Prime is involved as some of the unique enemies that are from based off the gameplay. So something else I want to say, I want to see Queen Vexus also make an appearance. She hasn't made an appearance in any of these games, I don't think. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me, have we even seen Queen Vexus make an appearance in any of these Nickelodeon crossovers? Because I thought she was going to be a playable character in one of the DLC slots for the season pass for All-Star Brawl 2. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Obviously, we didn't get any other additional characters like that. So only just 4 characters from that season pass. But Queen Vexus, this is something that fits her. She's a queen. She definitely can be able to rule. Jenny's she can rule. She could probably take over Cluster Prime, or maybe try to just invade Tremerton, which is the main setting for my life as a teenage robot. So I think that's something that's going to be fitting for this game and for her world. So since how we're just getting we're getting individual Nickelodeon inspired worlds and fantasy lands, Tremerton is going to really look good for this. And I think Queen Vexus can be a potential boss in this game. I'm not saying I don't think she's going to be a playable character, unfortunately, because it seems like these playable characters are just going to be more focused on heroes. So that's what makes this so difficult, because you might as well just kick everybody out. As far as anyone that's a antagonist or a villain, they're probably just going to be stuck in as a boss, just like they did to Shredder. See what I'm saying? With just so many different characters that are just going to be excluded from this, it's just that slim chance of them becoming playable or being able to fit this game. So I think Queen Vexus is definitely probably going to be a boss. Just a little quick guess or prediction. Ginny Wakeman, I wanted to just start with that. I think she's got to be one of those characters that are most likely to join. That could be one of the characters that we're probably going to get to close out the base roster. It might even just be the complete roster. So that's Ginny Wakeman. I think she's going to be one of them. She might even get revealed this upcoming week by chance. Danny Phantom, and from the silhouette, just thinking about it, I think it fits his hairstyle, from his haircut, from it could be Jimmy Neutron, it could be Danny Phantom. I just really hope that Danny and Jimmy Neutron are both in this game, or hopefully both are in this game together, so it can complete the original game or the original crew for the original heroes for Nicktoons Unite: SpongeBob, Timmy Turner, Jimmy Neutron, and Danny Phantom, that I would love to see get into this game. So LT Gray, I also threw in here, Patrick Star, but I just don't think they're gonna go as far as too many SpongeBob reps. I'm surprised that I wasn't really too surprised to see Sandy because she was the actual voice actor Carolyn Lawrence. Carolyn Lawrence actually made a appearance on the stage to present and reveal this game at Summer Game Fest. So it was almost a giveaway. So Patrick Star I also put in there, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him. But I'm hoping to see other Nicktoons like Susie, for example. It looks like a character that has pigtails from the silhouette next to SpongeBob on the left hand side. Who could be that character? Let me know what you guys think. Maybe it's Susie. Did they even go as far as adding a Rugrats character? Do you guys think a Rugrats character does not fit this game? Maybe they're too young. It could be something completely different. But another ideal character that could be able to fit that silhouette, I think, could be Helga. As tough as she is, could she be another barbarian? Maybe she'll fall under another class, but she's really tough. So, and she's also a playable fighter from the All Star Brawl series. So maybe that it could be Susie by surprise, or it could be Helga. Maybe it could be someone else from a completely different show that we least expect to be in by surprise. Now, just to close out for most likely characters to join the roster for this tier, and then we're going to finish with the DLC. I'm not sure if it's a Loud House character in this game. So I'm not sure if they're going to end up adding Lucy again. She could be a witch, as someone in this chat actually said, I think from our previous video, said that Lucy Loud seems like an ideal pickup and an ideal selection because of her personality. She could be a witch. So that could be something that she can be able to cast and chant all these different spells that can really be awesome to see for a cool little moveset. Maybe Lucy Loud got in over Lincoln Loud. Hopefully that's not going to be the case, but maybe they'll add both of them. But the one thing also, before we get into the DLC to close out, maybe there's other characters that could be unlocked. That's what I'm hoping for. But considering the fact that there's only 4 more reveals, I don't think there's probably going to be any other characters to unlock. We're going to probably be encountering Katara, Leonardo, Timmy, and SpongeBob. They're all going to be able to meet each other, and we'll be able to recruit them to join our party and join our squad, and be able to probably switch between the characters potentially, unless we have to help them and be able to set their world free from invasion, from being attacked, to be able to unlock those characters. So I think Leonardo, Katara, and all the other ones that we have so far, and whoever else these 4 other characters could be, these are the unlockables. 9 characters, maybe it's 8 unlockable characters that you have to really be able to successfully survive and be able to defeat the ruler and complete the world to unlock that particular hero from that world or from that Nickelodeon show. That's just a prediction. So I think that's probably what they're probably going to go for this game. So maybe I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So now it's time for the DLC characters. If it does happen, it's just so many different DLC characters that I want to see. And I wanted to just try to pick some that I think will make the most sense. Even some that I want to also see. So just in the mix with this tier in a nutshell. So you can see like Tak, for example. This fits him. This is a game for him because he's a shaman. He's a shaman and he has that staff where he can be able to chant and be able to cast different spells and be able to, witchcraft and all kinds of stuff like that. With being a shaman, all his moveset, his move pool would just be limitless. That's just how much ability that he has and all the talent and all of what he's capable of. Tak definitely deserves to be in this game. I would love to see him be that little wizard. It seems like it's a wizard or some kind of sorceress on the right hand side next to Sandy. Maybe that's Jimmy Neutron. Maybe it could be someone else. It just doesn't make sense to have like a villain be on the cover, but probably just to advertise the game as a boss. But a villain being playable, it's just been a consistent pattern of heroes. So I don't know if it's going to be any villains. So Dudley Puppy and Kitty Caswell from Tough Puppy. I love this show. I want to see them get into this game. Dudley as a with his dog knight armor looks amazing from the show. That particular design can just be added and implemented into the game. He could be another knight. He could be his own class. It's just gonna look cool, and I think it'll also help create sales for the game because we haven't even seen these characters in quite some time. Kitty Caswell was in that MLB game for the baseball game as well, apparently. I think Dudley was a playable character, but I never played it before. So I wouldn't know the full roster. But these are just some additional characters I would love to see in this game and characters that I think could fit. So Rocco, I don't know if he's gonna be in this. You know, Aang, I don't know if he's gonna get picked up. He could show up as DLC, but we got Katara already. But what is this game without an avatar character? You know, just with someone that can be able to control the elements. So Katara getting picked up was a nice selection and a cool surprise. The Angry Beavers as a duo could show up because we don't have any duo characters that are playable so far. But I think it's unlikely unless they do DLC for this game. Now, see how I got Rocket Power characters? You got Otto and Reggie Rocket. I just picked those two and just threw them in here. Because I want to see this show. I love this show. The intro is one of the greatest. It's catchy. Never get tired of listening to it. We are riders. I just don't remember all the lyrics. But it's just awesome to really just be able to see it. But this kind of show just doesn't belong in this game. Because just like I was saying, these guys are they're into sports, competitive sports. They're stunt doubles. But what's stopping them from being creative? It's a such thing as creativity with movesets, but they just don't belong in this kind of medieval game. It's a medieval themed game, and it's an RPG. They would probably belong in a party game, or maybe just in All-Star Brawl with fighter potential. But just being in this, I'm not sure if this is just a good fit for them. This is not a genre for them, just based off the gameplay. Ren and Stimpy will be funny to see. I think they'll be hilarious together. I wanted to add them in it. My battery's running out. But I'm going to try to get through this. This is why I just lie. It just took so much time to put this together. But we're just going to keep this here and keep this going. So hopefully it didn't stop the video. But it seems like it's still going. But just in this style, it took a chunk of my battery. I already lost so much. Was just trying to put everything together. But anyway, just to try to speed this up so I don't run out of power. And it just doesn't cut me off. They got to start all over. But other duos, Rudy and Snap, that I also added. And just imagine, just real quick, the Chalk Zone world. I would love to see that added into this game. It'll look nice. And it's just more additional DLC that I think fans out there will really be able to enjoy. Underrated characters like Mighty B. Another potential duo, Sanjay and Craig, that I really like. Some people don't like the show. Everyone has different opinions, of course. But I don't want to run out of batteries. But just to try to speed through it a little bit. Other additional characters that I think will belong in this game that would be really cool to see as DLC. Cat Scratch. Got Gordon on the right side, orange and white. Waffle in gray, and then Mr. Blick, the cat in black. So I would love to see them become playable characters. I hope that they do get picked up. But that's just something that I'm just gonna get into it, just going towards the end of the video. This is some of these characters, they deserve to be able to return. They deserve to be represented. And it's just so many missing shows. I don't think we're gonna be able to get everybody. And we'll probably just have to end up waiting for the next game, for the next crossover, potentially Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 3, to see if we're gonna have some of these characters show up later on. Now Zim, I don't know, maybe he'll be a boss. Could he count as a playable character? I just thought he was a villain because he was trying to take over the world. Maybe he's an anti-hero. It can just go hand in hand. He could be a boss. He could be a playable character. He could be a secret playable, unlockable character when you finish the story. They can do so many different things with this title. And then with Korra, we don't even have the Legend of Korra just included into this title. So I'm really surprised to see that. Cat Dog, I also included. It's just so many duos and different classic shows. Big Nate, I think he'll be a really fun character. He's one of those. He was a Nickelodeon icon, so I know his show is probably over. It's not going on anymore for the seasons, but it's just all the potential that's there when it comes to just some of these characters that can really be able to shine and get their deserved spotlight, because we just don't have enough space for them. It's only 4 slots, and then just to close out, we got the breadwinners Sway Sway and Medusa that can be able to join in. It's just too many options. We got too many options for this game where we can just be able to get so much more content pay DLC that can benefit the developers, and it can keep people playing. But the game doesn't even have online. That's the other thing. But it has local co-op, so it still can be enjoyable. And then with new content, new characters getting added, we can get so much more that can be implemented for future content to keep people playing and keep the players excited. So we're not just we're done with the game. Well, let's just get ready and just get into this real quick. We finished. You're finished Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. Now you don't have anything else to play. You gotta wait till the next game to come out, and then you just go back to playing what you were already playing and moving on to the next game. We want to just get more content for this kind of game because this is something that's unexpected. We got a character that hasn't been in the game for over a decade. This is a game that could be a difference maker, even though it is an RPG, even though it is a Dungeons and Dragons inspired sort of title. It's something that includes a character that I myself have been waiting for, like Timmy Turner. Some other characters that need to get into this game that can get in later on down the road, and they can announce DLC. They can come out with season pass, a different season pass with a set of characters, with a unique world to play in, a new storyline. Why not just do something like this? I'll use maybe like Chart Zone, for example. The new Chart Zone DLC could come out where you can play as Rudy and Snap together and switch between them. They'll have their own individual classes, but you will be able to, once you buy the DLC, you buy the character and you get the world included, and then the boss that's going to be included in that same world that you'll be able to fight, and then some. They can do something like that. That's what I'm hoping that they go for this direction. So I don't know if they'll end up seeing this. Maybe they'll end up considering it. I would love to see more DLC. This is a game for me because I love RPGs. We got Timmy Turner in the game, who's my most wanted character that I wanted to see, which was a surprise. We got voice lines, we got interactions potentially. That's something else I'm gonna be hunting down and posting that I'm even more excited about. Maybe SpongeBob will be able to remember Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner, and all the other characters. If Danny Phantom is there, maybe they'll be able to reminisce. Maybe it'll be a reference from a little special shout out and a special nod to the Nicktoons Unite series where they remember their adventure. Things like that. If they do say, even if they don't, the fact that they'll be able to interact with one another, that makes the game even more special. And I'm just even more excited about playing this game in September. So I'm hoping that they consider doing DLC. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Hopefully I don't run out of batteries. But I hope y'all enjoyed the premiere. Let me know what you guys think about the characters and what characters you guys are looking forward to playing as, and what those 4 characters could possibly be if those are the final 4. Is that all we're going to get? And even if, I'll just say this now, if those are all the final characters that we get, I'm still going to have a blast enjoying the game because it has interactions and this RPG style. It's a brand new Nicktoons adventure instead of another fighting game all over again. It's something new that we can get into, something new to play, something new to check out. And maybe just a different style of game that you might want to give a chance and give a shot, just in case. Even if you haven't played RPGs before, it might even be something that you might end up enjoying. So I'm hoping that they consider DLC, post-launch content, all types of different updates for this game. It deserves it. We've been waiting for something like this, especially with characters like Timmy Turner and things like that. This is a game that you want to continue to build. This is a game that you want to just continue to be able to advertise, to be able to talk about, and be able to have other people get excited about other characters that we can get into. They can make some kind of post. Well, Nicktoons Dice of Destiny is out, but that's not all. There's going to be more characters that are going to be on the way joining the roster. It'll be awesome to see that because that's going to bring that curiosity, the excitement to the game, and more people are going to probably end up picking up the game if they get the character that they're looking for and other worlds to be represented. We deserve more. So let me know what you guys think. So good thing I didn't learn out of batteries. But it was fun making this video, just being able to talk about the different characters, and we'll just have to see who we get. So it's one character every week. So we got about 4 weeks left, 4 more weeks left, and then we're going to end up having all 4 of those characters get revealed to close out the base roster and conclude it. And then hopefully they'll have more up their sleeve and more plans for future DLC. Maybe we'll be able to see some of these characters. But just like I said before, this game just doesn't seem like a game for everyone. Not even just for that. It's not a game for everyone. This isn't a game. This game isn't for all those characters or from those shows because of its style, because of its genre, and because of its gameplay. It's not going to be something that It's gonna get everybody and include everybody that we're so used to seeing in the All-Star Brawl series. This is something completely different that we'll end up playing later this year in the fall. So I'm excited for it either way.